What's going on, guys? Welcome back to W.D.Y.D CSP. What do you do as a central still processor? Alright, guys, I wasn't going to voice over this, but there was too much noise in the background. So here we are in the wonderful world of rongeurs, and we're going to talk about a little bit about the cleaning of them and decontamination, as well as the inspection and testing here in the prep and pack side. So first things first, with rongeurs. They're a very common instrument in decontamination. Cleaning them, of course, you want to get that physical soil off of them. And you also want to pull that trigger to create a small gap in between to get that spray force to remove any kind of bioburden that's trapped in between there if you do not have a take apart rongeur such as this one. For those of you guys that have only take apart rongeurs, you guys are winning. So, kudos to you guys. But in decon, you want to get that spraying on, or wipe down, get a little brush onto it, get that back area where it's open, and pay very close attention to the cutting edge of the rongeur right there in the little foot area. You will have some bone matter or debris stuck in there where you'll have to use some kind of instrumentation to pick that off sometimes. And then if it doesn't have a built-in ejector right here in the opening of the sliding portion, check in there as well, because you always have some goodies hiding up in there. All right. So, of course, you want to make sure that everything is nice and clean, and follow all your cleaning procedures in decontamination, and then bring it over to the prep and pack side. Now, over in prep and pack, guys, we want to make sure that the item is clean, of course, and you want to manipulate it and feel the friction, right? If it gets stuck when you're opening and closing, it's probably still dirty. So, pay close attention to that, because you're not going to be able to see that bioburden if it's not a take apart. But you definitely want to inspect that jaw. Look in there. Look at the jaw's cutting edges to make sure that they're not bent or buckling or curling, as I call it. So you want to inspect that. This little spring action in the back, if your rongeur has that, there's really no reason to unhinge that, because it's not gonna open or close your rongeur any different. But you want to inspect that spring, and anywhere where there is a screw, check those screws to make sure that that screw is not backing out, or there are cracks emanating from those screws on this spring. Now, as you can see, this screw right here, that screw's backing up, even though it was punched to stay in place. You see that backing out? Guys, that's it. This instrument needs to go out to repair. Please do not attempt to screw it down. You are not a repair technician. They get torqued down to, they get screwed down to a specific torque. And of course, you see it was tried, they tried to punch it so it doesn't back out. So obviously that failed, so that needs to be redone. But we're gonna believe that this rongeur is still good, right? So check the IFUs to see if you need to oil it or what your facility policy is. Those 2 points there, where's your oil point? But before you oil it, check the biting action. See the cut test, right? Or bite test, I'm sorry. So it's a little piece of cardboard there. You want to go ahead and grab and cut, and it should sound like a hole puncher. It should be a nice, clean, smooth cut, no snagging, and no trying to jiggle back and forth to rip, even though that's how it's used on the field. Bone and cardboard is a little bit different. Excuse me, guys. So, as always, when you're doing your testing, make sure you retrieve your testing material and then inspect the jaw again for any fibers or leftover material in the jaw. It happens, guys. You don't want that falling in your tray and confused as bioburden. All right, guys. So this is rongeurs testing and inspecting. As always, stay true to yourselves. Keep it 100 and peace.